Metabolism. Life and any living organism have to go through many basic stuff in life. For example, maintain homeostasis. The organism needs to grow, respond to stimuli, things around it. It also needs to adapt, undergo metabolism, reproduce. So here are the stuff that living organisms usually have to go through. For this slide, we're going to focus on metabolism. So what's metabolism? Catabolism is a set of chemical reaction. Basically, it's a bunch of chemical reaction that happens in your body, and it's designed to help you stabilize your body and then make things work inside your body. So it's really simple. See, like that, that's metabolism. It's nothing hard at all. So there's really two steps to metabolism. One is the first step is to break down the material. So the stuff that you eat and stuff, those things are broken down. And the second thing is to build new components. So the stuff you eat is broken down to smaller components, and those things are then put together to build new components. So for example, like the food you eat in your everyday life, we use those food, we break them down, and we absorb into our body. So the very first step of metabolism is to break down stuff. The second step is to build new components from those stuff. For example, on the left-hand side, we have our macromolecules, like the very basic, all the four macromolecules. And so when we eat, the food stuff is broken down into smaller atom parts, and then those are all put together to create the macromolecules. Those macromolecules, when put together, create cells and such. And then on the right-hand side, the human body, we start to create tissues and organs and all those stuff that makes up our human body. So metabolism is pretty much that simple. It's just a two basic steps. One step is to break down the stuff that you eat, and then the other step is to make new stuff from what you eat, and that's metabolism. Now, referring to science, as we all know, science have a vocabulary for every single word. So, for the first one is called catabolism, which means when you break down material, it's called catabolism, and when you build new stuff, it's called anabolism. So how do you remember all these stuff? Well, an easy way, for example, is to use Latin keyword, which has always been learning. So learning Latin keyword will help you memorize it. At the same time, is very important, for example, like SAT and such. So catabolism means down. So breaking down stuff, breaking down material, eat the stuff, break it down, that's catabolism. And you can guess, build new stuff, anabolism, the word ana means up. So anabolism means up. So now, have you ever heard of these words before? Yes, you have. You just may not know about it. So let me give you some example. Hopefully, I help you remember. For example, catabolism down. If you ever played the game Diablo, if you haven't, it's okay. Well, there's two ways you can build a graveyard. One is just right on the surface. Another way is to build it underground. So a catacomb is an underground graveyard. And again, the word cata means down. And then up. So from the word anabolism, the word ana, you have a word anatomy. Anatomy is the study of the human body. The word the word tom inside the word anatomy means to cut, and ana being up. So to cut up someone, to cut up somebody, so you cut them up to study about them, and therefore anatomy is the study of the human body. So you see these words, you have seen them before. They're pretty much everywhere before, using it all the time. You haven't really noticed it. So once you learn these Latin root words, everything starts to make a lot of sense, and hopefully that's one way for you to memorize catabolism versus anabolism. So metabolism is a set of chemical reaction in your body. It just comes to step one. Catabolism means to break down the stuff that you eat, and then two, take all the stuff that you've broken it down, take into simpler component, and then you build up to other stuff that you need in your body. That's anabolism. So that's pretty much metabolism for you. Oh, by the way, metabolism, the word meta in metabolism means change.